Welcome to the Word on Woodward presented by PointsBet, an official gaming partner of the Detroit Red Wings, Detroit Tigers, and Little Caesars Arena. I'm your host, Daniella alongside my co-host, Art Regner, and joining us today, Red Wings center Pius Suter. Pius, thank you so much for taking the time today. We're excited to chat with you. It's been a great start to the season so far.
Yeah, it's been going well. We're winning a lot of games, so we just got to keep going.
Yeah, what about for you personally? I know obviously it's hard to adjust to a new team, and now that we are almost a quarter of the way through the season, believe it or not, how do you feel you're adjusting?
Better and better. Got a little bit of a rough start. Offensively didn't go the way I wanted it, and then kind of picked up. You know, sometimes you can do the same things and you get points or not, but I think it's just important to play well defensively, and then the other chances will come.
Yeah.
Pius, I am fascinated by your first name. And when I saw, when you were in Chicago and you lit up the Red Wings for, your first hat trick and all that kind of stuff, and your name came on screen, I thought it was Pius, because it looks like, I think there was a pope named Pius. I mean, is Pius, is it a real popular name, or was this your parents like New Agers and decided to, hey, let's do something different? I mean, because it is a unique name, right? And is it pronounced Pius?
I was going to say, are we Americanizing it by doing that?
Well, I mean, it depends where you're from, right? Because here it's P-I-U-S, of course, but in German it's Pius. So it's just the way you pronounce the I and E. But so I got one family friend. He has the same name, but there's not many other, not that many people with that name. So that's nice. But I think the name is just based on how you pronounce the alphabet. And in German, it's Pius.
Pius.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
we're doing it right.
So we're doing it correct.
Yeah, you're doing it right. Yeah.
Okay, good. I mean, I think it's a real cool name, by the way. I mean, it's unique. It's different, right?
There's not many. There's a few.
Yeah.
But it's always fun because you hear so many different pronunciations sometimes, especially here.
What's the weirdest pronunciation of your name that you've heard?
One guy, he completely changed it up in Trinidad, but I think it was just fun. He said Puis, but I think that was more joking around.
Yeah.
Puis?
Puis, yeah, just I and U changed it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, so that would have been spelled P-U-I-S. All right. Well, while we're on your personal life and some things about you, let's learn a little bit more. So you're from Zurich, Switzerland originally. All your family still over there?
All my family's there, yeah. We live close by in Wallisellen. It's pretty much the town next to. That's where I grew up.
All right, so now that you're here in Detroit, we talked about how you're adjusting on the ice. How have you been adjusting off the ice? Like, who are your best buddies on the team? Where are you living right now? How's all of that going?
I live with all the guys up in a bit away from the city here in Rolok, and been adjusting well. I mean, there hasn't been much time home.
Yeah.
With the long road trip we had and that many games, it's pretty much, right now it's game after game, so there's not... I think after next road trip there will be a few days where you can actually do something. Otherwise, it's just going to dinner with the guys and play hockey.
So who's your best friend on the team right now, or best friends multiple, whatever?
A few.
Few?
Yeah, I hang out with a couple of guys. The younger guys, of course, Mo, talking German, right?
Yeah.
So it makes it also nice to speak a kind of language. I mean, I don't speak the same as they, but we understand each other.
Yeah.
So you speak various different dialects of German?
Well, I speak Swiss German. So, I mean, the German guys speak German, we speak Swiss German. It's a spoken language, so we have no grammar. In school and all the official paperwork, we write the same as Germany or Austria. But we speak it, so.
Do you have, we're going to talk hockey, I promise, but do you have to learn English when you were in school, or because your English and Mo's English is great?
Yeah, no. I had French first in school, and then later on English. And then when I played here in juniors, that's when I really learned it. School helped a little bit from the basics, but then slang and just talking myself was just from living here. Goes quick.
All right, well, we'll get back to hockey now. It is good to learn a little bit about you, though. I feel like I didn't know much. So, we got to let everyone know.
I mean, know everything about Sweden, maybe too much about Sweden.
Oh, yeah, don't get me started on that. Sweden? No.
That's funny. Okay, so you're playing alongside Philip Zadina and Robbie Fabry on the second line right now, and you talked about as your season has gone on, you have produced more offensively. It seems like your entire line has, even in the last few games, you guys have been producing chances at a much higher rate than you were at the beginning of the season. Can you just talk about what's clicking now?
I think we're just making more plays. I think early on we had a lot of chances too. First couple of games didn't go quite our way.
Yeah.
And now it's just getting rhythm and just trying to create. And I think we have good speed and get the opportunities in the offensive zone. It's always usually just one guy has to win one battle there, and then something opens up.
You played with Robbie Fabre in Guelph. And I'm kind of curious because you were playing, I believe it was for the ZSC Lions, but you decided to come over and play junior hockey here in North America. Why did you want to test yourself or get to the smaller ice surface? What made you come to North America?
Well, I just thought it would be a great opportunity, and also kind of something you will never forget in your life. More even beside hockey, just living different country. You're 17, so it was a big step, and it was just fun to just play hockey. I mean, at that early age, just that was not much school going on at that time.
Now, were you drafted into the OHL, or did you just put the word out that Pius Suter's available, or
no, you got to get drafted. Yeah, there's the CHL import draft, and a couple of days before that, I actually heard someone might be interesting, so I had to think about it. I never thought about it before that, so it wasn't a thing I was like, oh, I definitely do that. I had a few days actually to decide, like 2-3 days. It's like, hey, are you interested in things? It's like the draft is in 3 days because they kind of want to. It's a little bit of a commitment thing because if they pick you, there's only 2. They want to make sure guys are, most of the guys, they kind of want to come. So, for me, it was just kind of, never thought about it really before that, and just felt like it would be fun to do and experience you will never forget.
So was the adjustment period, you played in juniors, obviously that helped you with the smaller ice surface. And we hear from some guys that it really isn't that much different, and we like to talk about it a lot, adjusting from the big ice over in Europe and coming over here playing on the smaller ice. Did you feel like it was a big adjustment?
No.
No.
Well, it is a little bit because the game is different. It's just less space, but it's
Right.
not. It's not that crazy different. I think, probably make
We
a
overthink
bigger deal
it.
than it really is.
Yeah.
But it's just the way of how the game is played. There's nothing. Of course, that means because of the smaller ice.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah.
So adjusting to the NHL, seems like you didn't have too much of a problem with that. You were pretty successful in Chicago, and you're doing really well here in Detroit. What were the differences that you noticed when you hit the NHL game?
Yeah, it's less space, it's been more physical, and getting a little bit less chances than before, just based on that. But it's also it's all new players, so you don't know how they act. Like I played 5 years at home, so you kind of know which guy, what he does, or how what his strengths are. So just to get adjusted to all that, new players, new systems. Systems are not that crazy different, but that's kind of what this mostly is.
After your junior career was over in Guelph, I mean, your last year in Guelph, in I think 61 games or something, you had 72 points. You went back and played for the ZSC Lions again. Were you disappointed? Did you want to go into the NHL? Did you try? I know you went to the Senators camp and all that. How did that shake down? Or were you just content to go back home and go back to Switzerland and play hockey there?
Well, at that point, I still had 1 year junior left. And I felt like there's just not, the next step would be playing pro. And so I decided just to go home, play and try to play pro there, because I felt like after 2 years there, that I can learn more playing against adults at that point. So when I made that decision, that was before the draft. But then, it was, those camps, it was kind of like, I knew from the beginning I'm going home. It was kind of getting that experience at that point, but it was already, I still had a contract, everything set up. Was basically like, I go there however long they want to keep me, and then I go play home anyway. So that was never really in those camps, there was not a discussion of staying, because I said like, and then I decided like, okay, next time I go on camp, then it's when I sign somewhere.
Right.
But those 2 times, it was like contract-wise, and already it was clear I'm gonna go home. So it wasn't like I just went there and.
Well, that's a good move. I've heard several European players over the years, and let's be honest, the Red Wings have had a lot of European players. They all said to me what they really liked about the fact is that you can be a teenager much like Mo, like Lucas Raymond, much like yourself, go back home and actually play professional hockey at a very, very early age. And the league may not be the NHL or maybe even the AHL, but it's still professional hockey. I mean, did you see a growth in your game when you went back home based on you had the North American game down? I mean, you had 72 points your last year of junior hockey. Was it an easier transition for pro hockey? Playing junior hockey, I guess, is what I'm trying to ask.
Well, because of smaller ice, there was less time. And when you go from junior to pro, there's
Right.
even less time. So you kind of go halfway through that because the smaller ice, then it's on the list best. But then going bigger ice, but it's adult, so it's quicker again. And it was just next step. I mean, there was not much else to do for me because, I just need to grow as a player. And at that point, like, there was no opportunities to, go NHL anyway because I was undrafted as well. So it was about, also making a living and like, like my goal always was to play pro hockey, like making my hobby to my profession. So that was kind of the thing. And then, I mean, it's a good league. It's not just easy to, play there. And
Art somehow made his hobby his profession too, just
Really?
talking a lot.
Yeah. Never shutting up.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he does. Well, we've all been watching. It's been so exciting this season, especially with the young guys like Mo Suter and Lucas Raymond. What has it been like from your perspective as their teammates to watch what they're doing in the league?
Well, it's just crazy how young they are. When
Yeah.
I think like when I was 19 or 20, compared to them, it's just how good they are and how confident. And it's fun to watch, and I think they're gonna be special.
Yeah. Well, last question from me. So, Art, start thinking of your last 17 questions that you're going to ask Pius after I try to wrap this up. I know you do, but narrow it down. You've got a couple of seconds here, okay? Narrow it down.
Start speaking German.
Oh man, we'll see how that goes. He
But I
loves
don't know Swiss German.
loves to talk about his German background, so he actually might be doing that for you. But just describe what your personal goals are and what you think the Red Wings' goals as a team are moving forward with this season.
I mean, ultimate goal is you play to win,
Right.
and that's what we're trying to do for more and more games. And as I go along, so of course it's my job to do also, score goals, play defensively well, shut down other guys, and all that stuff that kind of you always say, right?
Right? Yeah.
But
It's true.
I mean, there's not much, there's not much else to do except, you're trying to win hockey games, and you just go from day to day. There's so many games, so it's not much time in between. You just get out there, play, and win games, and then, as you win games and you play well, everybody's going to get better too.
What was the biggest adjustment you had to make living in North America and leaving home? Because you said you were a young man, come over here as a teenager. Is it pretty much an easy transition? Because, obviously North Americans think that the whole world is like North America.
We're ignorant in that way.
No, it was easy. I mean, the only thing I had to get a car. I didn't have a car at home because I lived so close to rink, so I went by bike or public transit and walked there to the arena.
So did you learn how to drive pretty quickly? Because we had that discussion with Lucas Raymond that he was still working on getting his license and the car and all of that.
Yeah, I know. But for some reason, I have my license for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
For some reason, you come here, you got to do a test again. I had to do that too. I don't know why that is because I've been driving for 5-6 years, and it's.
Did you pass on the first time?
Yeah. But
Full disclosure, I didn't.
You're already kidding me.
I failed my road test the first time.
Well, at home, it's the parking spot. Everything is tighter. You got so much room. So,
Okay.
so I had to do I just had to get my the Michigan
Got
driver's
it.
license. I had to do that, but the driving part is easy.
Oh, don't laugh at me. I'm a great driver now. I just couldn't parallel park at the time.
There's not much blinking going on here. That's what I realized. Like, you gotta be careful.
Oh, what, turn signals?
No,
No,
turn
they-
signals. There's no turn signals.
Oh, yeah.
Watch for those brake lights because people will hit them quick.
Defensive driving, you've always got to be aware of everybody around you. You never know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
That's,
All right.
And Americans love to speed.
Last
But I
question.
would imagine you've been on the Autobahn and all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, there's no speed limit there. Right? I've always heard that.
Well, there's just some part in Germany. I've been up there
Yeah.
like when went to Munich, but it's not that many roads, or you don't go there.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have speed limits in Switzerland?
Yeah, we got the kilometers per hour, not miles.
Yeah.
Have you caught on to the metric system?
No.
You know, somebody tweeted yesterday, and I'm forgive me, I can't remember who it was, but they said that it's ridiculous how 50% of my job is wrangling in Art Regner and making sure he doesn't go off on
I can
tangents.
see
Yeah,
that.
it's more like 75% of my job, honestly.
help it.
I know you can't. One more question.
I enjoyed his company.
So do I. He's a busy man. He's a busy man.
You know, except for the Sweden and Finland comments, I mean, everything went pretty smooth.
All right, one more question right now.
Red Wing teams are a bit of a surprise this year. No one knows when a team is young and rebuilding. Do you see that this team is beginning to learn how to win, learning how to play together, learning how to come back? I mean, you know, against Edmonton the other night, you give up a goal late in the second period in the last minute, and then they score again in the first minute of the third period. Yet the Red Wings hung on; they won that game. I mean, that must be progress. That must be a confidence boost to the team.
Yeah, there's different ways to win, and that's definitely when you have a lead, you gotta make sure you keep it that way, and that was a good example for that. You know, I mean, even last year at the end of the year, I know this team here won a lot of games at the end, so it's just kind of continuing that. And well, it's always be better on the surprise side than on the disappointing side. So, I mean.
Oh, good. Well, the second line, you and Fabs and Zadina are really coming on, and obviously that's good for not only you guys personally, but for the team.
Yeah, no, we're here, part of the team and try to help win. And
you go to the net, man. You like to mix it up a little bit. I love your game.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be around the net. That's where the puck goes. So.
Man,
There you go. If you want to learn anything, if you're a hockey player, go to the net or go to where the puck is. That's
a good, easy advice.
I'll tell you what. I can't wait, man. I want to attend your hockey school.
it'd be a good
I'll
one.
invite you when I open one.
Okay, sounds good.
He probably won't, but that's
And
okay.
it'll be bilingual too.
German,
Oh,
No, Swiss German.
Swiss German.
Swiss German.
And
Sorry.
English.
Okay, whatever.
And maybe
just
French.
Just Swiss.
Just Swiss German.
Really, just Swiss. Oh, really? Okay.
He doesn't want people like you showing up.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, well,
we try to practice and not talk too much.
Well, Pius, thank you so much for taking
Really,
the
it
time
was
to
fun.
join us. It was great to get to know you a little better.
Yeah,
Best of
thanks.
luck.
Yeah,
Thank
best
you.
of luck. And a big thank you to PointsBet for presenting the word on Woodward. PointsBet is an official gaming partner of the Detroit Red Wings, Detroit Tigers, and Little Caesars Arena. We'll see you next time.